Hi, I'm Mary Elizabeth Beim, and this is your 60-minute introductory Pilates and Core class. So let's get started. We have our yoga mat. We won't be using our towel right away, but we have our yoga mat. We're going to start by lying the long way on our mats. And we're going to start by placing the palms of our hands on the low belly. So this is below your waist. The palms of your hands are flat on your low belly. There's a lot of breathing in Pilates, and it all occurs in and out through the nose. So let's take a deep inhale through the nose. And as we exhale, let's zip up, or pretend you have a too tight pair of jeans on. Zip up your abdominals and draw the back of your waist toward the mat. And inhale back to center. And as you exhale, imagine you're zipping up this too tight pair of jeans and draw the very back of your waist down, down, down into the mat. It's kind of a pelvic tilt. Tilt your pelvis towards your nose. And then inhale back to center. Again, exhaling, zipping up your abdominals and tilting that whole pelvis so that the back of your waist presses down against the mat. If this is too uncomfortable, you can put your feet flat on the floor. Inhaling back to center. And exhale, keep going. This is probably in the olden days what you would call a pelvic tilt that we're doing on our exhale. Drawing the back of your waist toward the mat and inhaling back towards center. As you continue this exercise, you'll notice that if you had, let's say, something flat on your low belly, as you tilt, it would roll towards your chest. And then as you come back to center, this object would rest flat on your low belly. So again, as you perform your tilt, whatever it is, let's say it was a marble, would roll off your low belly down toward your chest. Let's come back to center now, taking a deep inhale. And as you exhale, go the other way. Zip up your abdominals, but lift the back of your waist up off the mat as if you're tilting your pelvis the other way. And then inhale, center. And exhale, tilt. So the pubic bone goes down, the back of your waist comes way off the mat. You could drive a truck right underneath your back. And inhale, center. And exhaling, zipping up the abdominals, tilting your pubic bone down as if everything could slide off your pelvis towards your toes. And then inhale, center. Now let's go both ways. As we exhale, draw the back of the waist to the mat, tilting your pelvis toward your nose. And then inhale, coming back to center, level your pelvis. And exhale as you zip up and tilt the pubic bone down, lifting the back of your waist up off the mat. So keep going, tilting in both directions. We're trying to really exaggerate here, really tilting towards your nose, and then back to center. And really tilting the other way. And then see if you can come back to absolutely flat pelvis. Not tilted towards your nose, not tilted towards your toes. And then with your feet flat on the ground, your hands still on your pelvis, let's inhale and tilt to the left side. Exhaling back to center where it's flat and level. And then inhale to the right side. And exhale towards center. This is all done with the back of the pelvis. Yes, are we lifting up a hip? Yes, we are. And tilting back towards center. This time we're doing our tilts on our inhale, aren't we? Inhale to tilt. And exhale to come to center. So again, we're balancing something imaginary on the low belly. It's going off to the side, and then it's coming back, and then we're tilting the other way, and then we're coming to absolute center. Not tilted to the left, not tilted to the right, right at center. And then check again, not tilted toward your nose, not tilted toward your toes, but right at center. So now, deep inhale. Now when we exhale, we zip up those abdominals, drop the back of your waist as if you're tilting towards your nose, then continuing the breath, tilt around to one side, and then tilt all the way towards your toes, and then tilt all the way around to the other side, and then pelvic tilt. In the old days, this is what we called the pelvic tilt, back of the waist on the ground, and then tilting to one side. We're just going in a circle, tilting down towards your toes, tilting over to the other side, and tilting all the way back. Let's reverse the circle. Inhale, and exhale. We're tilting toward our nose. We're tilting over to the side. We're tilting all the way toward the toes, and then we're tilting. These are just a series of pelvic tilts. Now tilting toward your nose. Now tilting toward one side. Now tilting toward your toes. And now tilting toward the other side. And now we'll just bring both knees into your chest. So that's a lot of directions that your pelvis can tilt. And it might have felt funny or awkward, or it might have felt too easy. It's just really, really important at the very start of Pilates to get in touch with your pelvis. So now we're going to extend one leg long and draw one knee in toward the chest. Opposite hand to knee, same side hand to your shin. Move your shoulder blades down your back, away from your ears, down your back, elbows out to the side. We have opposite hand to knee, same side hand to shin. Deep inhale. Exhale, we're going to roll up and put a fist between your chin and your chest. You don't want your chin on your chest. You want a fist between your chin and your chest. Deep inhale. Elbows out. As you exhale, lift the leg and straighten it. And inhale, switch legs. And exhale, switch legs. And inhale, switch. And exhale, switch. Inhale, switch. And exhale, switch. Keep going back and forth. Your chin is not on your chest. 2 more. 1. And 2, and then roll down, knees pulled into your chest. Okay, so one leg long on the floor, the opposite knee pulled into your chest, opposite hand to knee, same side hand to shin, shoulder blades melting down your back, elbows out. Deep inhale. Exhale, roll it up. Make sure you can fit your fist between your chin and your chest. Hover the straight leg and switch as you breathe and switch as you breathe. Now instead of clinging on for dear life, just let your legs melt themselves between your hands. Just sliding and slipping. 3 more. 1, 2, 3, and head down and knees in toward your chest. Okay, so feet go flat on the floor. See if you can flatten your entire back on the mat. No space. You couldn't dive your hand underneath your back. See if you can flatten your whole back and move your shoulder blades down your back. So, let's lift one leg. One foot comes off the ground so that you have your knee over your hip joint. Your knee is not into your chest. Your knee is pointed to the ceiling and it's right over your hip joint. Deep inhale. Exhale, flatten your low belly, pull your sitting bones toward one another, and see if you can lift the other leg. For some people, this is excruciating. Let's put the feet back down on the ground. Deep inhale. Exhale, let's take that second leg, knee over hip joint. Not all the way in, but straight up. Relax your ankle. Deep inhale. Exhale, tighten the low belly, pull the sitting bones together and raise that second leg so you have both knees pointed to the ceiling right over your hip joints. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, drop one set of toes toward the ground and inhale back. And exhale the other set of toes toward the ground and inhale back. And keep going one set of toes at a time. Try to keep your low belly flat. Try to pull your two sit bones, one in each butt, toward each other. Sit bones pulled together, low belly flat. If this hurts your low back, then draw your knees right into your chest and take a break. Otherwise, from your start position, we continue one set of toes down and back up. One set of toes down and back up. Now switch to heels. A heel goes down, back up. A heel goes down, back up. Again, if your low back hurts, try pressing your low back into the ground or draw your knees into your chest and take a break. So continuing on with one heel down and back up. Try to flatten your low belly. Try to pull your two sitting bones together. Once more to each side. And knees into your chest and rolling from side to side. Taking a breather. So one thing that happens early on in Pilates is people give it up right away and they say, oh, my low back is killing me. That's okay. Don't let it kill you. Take very frequent breaks. Maybe try 1 or 2 reps. Take a new break and go back and try 1 or more reps. It's an indication that it's working and that you really need it and that you just need to take it very, very slowly. So if that was easy for you, that's fine too. We are going to switch gears a little bit. Even though we're staying on our backs, we're going to put our feet flat on the floor and we're going to put our feet out to the side with our knees coming inward. So it's a different kind of pose. Our fingers are interlaced and our hands go behind our head. So again, if you take a fist and you put a fist between your chin and your chest and you roll up as if you could keep that fist there, that's the right position. Resting your chin on your chest is a big no-no. So interlaced hands behind your head, shoulder blades melting down to your waist. Deep inhale. Exhale, curl it up and inhale down. Exhale, curl it up and inhale down. Not so bad because you have some support. Exhale, curl it up. We're breathing through our nose. Inhale down. Exhale, curl it up. Flatten your low belly and inhale down. Now, as you exhale, lift one leg, toes to the ceiling. Whoa, didn't see that coming. And then back down. And then exhale, toes to the ceiling. And inhale, back down. Exhale, toes to the ceiling. Inhale down. Exhale, toes to the ceiling. Inhale down. And then exhale, one arm to the ceiling, my shoulders off the mat. Inhale down, same arm, that's second repetition, and down. Third repetition, and down. Other side, first repetition, down. Second, and down. And third, and down. And now both legs in the air. Fingertips again are interlaced behind your head, shoulder blades melting down your back. Deep inhale. Exhale, roll it up, and then down, and then roll it up. Pull your sitting bones together, the two bones in your butt, pull those together, and inhale down, and roll it up, flatten your low belly, and inhale down, and roll it up, and inhale down. Now as you come up, 2 beats as you lift, and then back down. And roll it up, lift twice, and down. Last time, lift twice, and down. Draw your knees in toward your chest. Rock gently from side to side. And then roll to one side or another, or roll all the way back up. Again, for this seated exercise, we will not need our towel behind us. It would only get in the way. So let's sit comfortably with our feet not close to our butt, but feet a bit of a ways out from your butt, and arms straight out. You don't want your arms up. You don't want your shoulders up around your ears. You want your shoulder blades melting down your back, and you want your ribs drawing together as if they were elevator doors closing. Deep inhale. As you exhale, you pretend that somebody punched you in the gut, really hard, and you sort of scoop and you hollow out your low belly. Keeping your shoulders down, you start to roll back, and then you roll back up, sitting up tall over your sit bones, but shoulders are down. I want to show you this by facing you. Instead of like this in your exercise, you want your chest lifted and your shoulders back and down. So deep inhale. Exhale. Somebody punched you gently, gently in the low belly. You roll, you scoop, you hollow, you start to roll back, and then you roll on back up, coming all the way up so that you're sitting forward of your sit bones. Deep inhale. As you exhale, pull in the low belly and roll back. Shoulders down, shoulders down. You don't go all the way down to the ground, but almost. And come back up. Coming all the way forward of your sit bones. Lift your upper chest. Shoulders down. Deep inhale. As you exhale, pulling in the low belly. Roll. Almost all the way to the ground, and coming all the way back up. If your feet come up off the ground, I hear you. You just try to press them down. So once again, we're going to be coming on to our backs. This next exercise is going to be a bridging exercise, and Pilates shares this bridging work with yoga. So if you're a person who practices yoga, you might recognize some of these exercises. Arms are on the ground, lengthening out the back of your neck, tilting your nose toward your upper chest, shoulder blades melting down your back. Feet are flat on the ground. It's a bit late to check. However, you want your toes pointed straight ahead. You do not want your feet pointed out to the side. They need to be pointed straight ahead. So taking a deep inhale. As you exhale, flatten the low belly, pull your sitting bones together and lift your pelvis up into the air so that you have a straight line from your waist to your knees, and your knees are sending themselves out over your toes, metaphorically. Press your knees forward over your toes, and then inhaling back down. Exhale, relax your shoulders, close your ribs, pull your ribs together, flatten out your low belly, draw your two sitting bones together, lifting, send your knees long out over your toes, and inhale all the way back down. As you exhale, coming up, pull the sit bones together, close the ribs, flatten out the low belly. We're going to stay up. Stay up and lift one heel. Put the heel down. Lift the other heel. Put the heel down. And go ahead. One heel and down. And the other heel. And if you're starting to get tired, I hear you. But try to stay up. And if you can't, take a break and then come back up when you can. One heel down, the other heel lifted, and then down, and then lift, and then down, and then all of you comes back down, and your knees come into your chest. So this next exercise kind of reminds me of the very first exercise we did. It's meant for you to get in touch with and articulate different parts of your body that might not work in the way we want them to work in Pilates. So, once again, let's lengthen out the back. As you lie on your back, relax your shoulders, lengthen out your back. Feet are flat on the floor. Deep inhale. As you exhale, elevate your arms until your fingertips are in the air and drop your shoulders. What does that mean, drop your shoulders? Well, put the weight of your arms into your shoulders, which are resting on the ground. Deep inhale here. Exhale, close your ribs. What does that mean? It means draw the sides of your ribs together and close them. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, close your ribs, move your rib cage in the direction of your low belly, and move your arms in the direction of going behind your head. Okay, so let's try that again with arms all the way back down. This is trying to move in two directions. Your ribs are going to close and move down, and your arms are going to move in the opposite direction. So really, it's meant to challenge you and meant to be difficult, even though it sounds so easy. Deep inhale. As you exhale, close your ribs, move your ribs down towards your pelvis, and move your arms in the direction of going behind your head. And then inhale back. Exhale, ribs close and ribs move down toward your toes, and your arms move over toward the back of your head. So if I did this poorly, let's see if I can exaggerate doing it poorly to show you what I don't want you to do. It would be to lift up your chest and move your chest up towards your arms. Chest follows your arms. See how my whole sort of ribs are lifted, chest is lifted, my arms have hiked up around my ears. We don't want that. We want ribs closed, ribs moving down to the pelvis, and then the rest of you goes in the opposite direction. So deep inhale. Exhale, pull your sitting bones together, flatten your low belly, move your ribs down into your pelvis as your arms go behind you. If they don't go very far behind you, that's not a problem. The goal here is to articulate yourself. Deep inhale. Exhale, move the ribs together, closed and down towards your pelvis as you move your arms toward overhead. It doesn't matter how flexible you are. I'm showing the very flexible version. Yours might only be this far. But the whole point is your ribs are closed, your ribs are moving that way, your arms are moving in the opposite direction. And let's move the knees in towards your chest. Rock from side to side. If this feels awkward, hopefully it's still enormously useful. And then we can roll up in some form or fashion to a seated position. All right. From seated, let's roll over to a position lying on our bellies. So we want to place the forearms, the entire forearms at your sides. Not up here, but roll the shoulders down your back as far as you can go and then place your forearms at your sides with your forehead and your nose on the mat. So, deep inhale. As you exhale, stay here. Tuck your tail between your legs and zip up your abdominals. Draw your navel in and up to the back of your waist. And then let go as you inhale. Exhaling, shoulders down, zipping up your abdominals, tucking your tail between your legs, sorry. And then inhale, relax. And now exhaling, zip up the abdominals, tuck your tail between your legs, and put a little bit of your weight into your forearms as you lift your chest. Head comes along for the ride. And then inhale back down. Exhaling, shoulders down, ribs in. Zipping up your abdominals, putting some weight into your forearms, lifting your upper chest. And inhale back down. If you're in yoga, you recognize this as cobra. Exhaling, shoulders down, navel in, tuck the tail between your legs, put some weight in your forearms. You can even put some weight in your hands and not your forearms and come up higher if that works for you. Last time, deep inhale. Exhale, tuck your tail between your legs, shoulders down, zipping up your abdominals, lifting, putting weight either in your forearms or in your hands, doesn't matter. And inhaling back down. Let's come to a position that in yoga we call child's pose, and it just involves sitting back as closely as you can with your hips to your heels and resting the front of your body either with your arms forward or with your arms behind you. And breathing. From this position, we can pretty easily come up to a position of all fours. When we're in all fours, we've got our knees right under our hip joints, and we've got our wrists right under our shoulder joints. So one way to come into all fours, I want us to avoid the position of shoulders hiked up around ears. I want us to be lifting the upper chest, shoulders down, placing your arms forward as your chest is lifted and your shoulders are down, and then coming forward to a perfect all fours position. Here, let's take a deep inhale. As you exhale, let's zip up the lower belly and close the ribs. Remember, left and right sides of the ribs collect toward each other. Deep inhale. As you exhale, let's slide one leg back until it's straight and then lift. And let's inhale back. Exhaling, let's slide the other leg back and lift. And inhale back. Let's keep going in this exercise. Notice how I try to move as little of the body as I have to in this exercise. I'm not moving the front part of the body. I'm very carefully shifting my weight, extending and lifting. Shoulders down, ribs in, low belly does not sag. So it's extend and lift, shoulders down and back and extend and lift and back. Okay, so if you need a break, you take one. Otherwise, deep inhale. And as you exhale, the same thing. One arm comes out. Not moving a lot of the body, just the arm. And back down. And exhale the other side. Arm comes out. And back down. Shoulders down, ribs in. Low belly zipped up. And back down. These are just the warm-ups here. And the other arm. Okay, here we go. Deep inhale. As you exhale, it's opposite arm and leg. Slide, lift, and then back. Inhale, and exhale, slide, lift, and back, and slide, and lift, and back, and last time, slide, and lift, and back. And then you can come back into child's pose and take another nice break. When you find yourself practicing that exercise over and over, you want to do that last exercise in a way that only moves, only isolates the limb that we're working. The rest of the body should be completely stabilized. I'm not going to say still because that's not good to have a still body. It's great to have a stable body. So one more kind of fun exercise in Pilates, there's a class of exercises called motion. And the classic exercise from that sequence is called rolling like a ball. So just like it sounds, you get yourself into a ball. And balls are round. So you want to kind of round out your low back, hollow or scoop out the inside of your ball, and round yourself. I'm going to point my toes and draw my toes off the ground. Have fun with this one because for many of us, we just roll all over the floor. We think we're going to roll straight back and forward. We just wind up rolling all over the place. And if that's you, have some fun with it. But we're going to inhale to roll, and we're going to exhale to roll back up. So inhale, roll, and exhale, roll. Again, it takes a flat and rounded back. Wait, that's saying two different things. I mean a rounded back, but it means drawing your navel into the back of your waist. And I want to point out something here. As a child, if you were a person who went on the swings on the swing set, you learned how to hike your legs and then swing them back. And that is not this. We don't want to be doing what we did on the swing set to get height. We want to keep our heels at the same distance from our butt cheeks and go back and forth. Where are you getting your power from? You're getting your power from pulling in your navel to the back of your waist, scooping and hollowing and flattening your low belly. So you're getting your power from your internal abdominals and your shoulders are relaxed. So, again, if you've gone all over the place with that one, just have a little fun with it. See if you can use your lower abdominals to bring you into alignment with where you want to go, the direction you want to take. So we're going to be sitting up now upon our towels. So I think in a pinch you could probably use a pillow, but I would recommend a towel as being best. All right. So we are going to sit upright with legs out straight. Pubic bone is pitched over the front of the towel. And if you are a super flexible person, this is not the time to demonstrate that, only because that's not what we're after in the exercise. It is good to sit with your legs wider than hip distance, but again, not to go as far as you can. That is not the point. So you're going to be lifting the upper chest. Again, these are your collarbones, so imagine you can make a smiley face with your collarbones, smiling out through the bones in your upper chest. And you may, if you've done Pilates before, recognize this exercise as the saw. It involves the pinkies of both hands. So we're going to sit here, zip up the lower abdominals, lifting the upper chest, closing the ribs. We're going to take a deep inhale with our palms on the ground. Flex your feet. As you exhale, we're going to walk out the pinkies, the fingers, and let the arms float up as you continue the breath. Attention is placed on the little fingers. Okay, so you can even curl the other fingers in and extend the pinky. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to turn and imagine you could saw off your little toe with your pinky, and your ear could go towards your kneecap. And then lift. And then exhale the opposite direction. And then lift. We're starting out with our saw exercise, working on our exhale, lifting on the inhale, and as you exhale, going down. You don't have to go close, by the way. Let's take a break. You don't have to go close. If this is how close you get, that's just fine. The idea is to turn your body, angle your little finger towards your little toe, and angle your earlobe towards your kneecap. It's not important how low you go. It is important that you keep your feet flexed. Let's try it in a different way. Let's inhale to saw, and exhale to come up. And inhale to saw, and if one of your butt cheeks wants to come off the mat, press that butt cheek down. Let's inhale to saw, and exhale to come up. And inhale to saw, and exhale to come up. And inhale to saw, and exhale to come up. Last time. Inhale to saw, and exhale to come up. And then your arms float down. So your knees can come in. You can roll from side to side. Make yourself more comfortable. And then once again, we'll get rid of whatever we were sitting up on and come to a position which is side lying. So side lying position means you're long and straight like a pencil, and you're, in Pilates, we like to have ourselves at maximum wobbliness. So if you feel wobbly and not so stable, that's good. You'll use your core muscles to stabilize yourself. So we are up on an elbow, which is underneath your shoulder. Chest is lifted. Chest is wide open. Shoulders are back and down. Lower abdominals are zipped up. Now let's bend the bottom leg for a little more stability and support. Let's lift the top leg, point the toes, and let's circle the leg in circles forward. Once again, flattening the low belly, pull the two sitting bones together and reverse. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then let's bend the leg and go with knee down, toes up, and then extend the leg back. Bring the leg forward, knee down, toes up, extend the leg back. And then if you're thinking to yourself, well, this is way too easy, you take the hand you've been using to balance yourself and you put it on the side of your head. 3, 2 more, 4, 1 more, 5. And then we'll come to the other side, lying long and straight like a pencil. Elbow right under your shoulder, giving your shoulder support. Chest is open, shoulders down, ribs closed, low belly zipped up, and your two sitting bones are drawing together. Bend the bottom leg. Inhale the top leg up. And as you exhale, we're going to make circles, circle, circle. Your bottom leg is bent for more stability. You want your pelvis to be perpendicular to the floor. And then reverse. Direction of the circle, shoulders down, ribs in. And now, knee down, toes up. And then shoot that leg back. Knee down, toes up. And back. Notice that my torso is not collapsed and it's not moving a great deal. It's kind of staying in the same position. Knee down, toes up, and back. Last time, knee down, toes up, and back. Okay. And then coming back to a seated position. So let's find some room to stand where you can stand on a very stable surface, whether it's on your mat or not. And you might want to be getting yourself to a position near a wall, because if you feel less than secure with your balance, you might want to have a place where you can catch yourself. So we're going to practice the balance as we regularly do at the end of any Pilates class. And to start in our balance, we might want to be right next to a wall if your balance feels very insecure to you. Otherwise, try it without a wall. And you want to line up your feet right under your hip joint so that you're comfortable. One foot is under each hip joint. Then we're going to zip up the abdominals. I've used that expression so much in this class, but it sort of means like you have a really, really too tight pair of jeans and you just got to get that last quarter of an inch and you just really, really suck it in. That's exactly what I mean. So we start with that, and then we draw the ribs close as we lift the upper chest and smile out through the collarbone. So deep inhale. And as you exhale, you just shift your balance to one foot. You press that foot into the ground, and then you draw the other knee in and up and hold onto that knee with both hands. Here I am wobbling. It helps to focus your gaze down and in front of you to a spot on the floor which is not alive. I'm going to try that again. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, you go ahead and you pick up one leg and you draw both hands to that knee and you gaze at a spot on the floor in front of you which is not alive. And then you let go. Okay. Usually when I do not instruct right and left legs, people begin with the leg which is more comfortable to them. So leg 2 winds up to be the leg which is harder to process in the exercise. Maybe not so for you, but if it is, I completely understand. So deep inhale. As you exhale, you zip up the abdominals, close the ribs, lift the upper chest, direct your gaze at a spot on the floor which is not alive, and you draw your knee in and up and hold onto it with your hands. And breathe. Zipping up those abdominals. Keep your sitting bones pulled together. That will give you some stability as well. So if you are at the wall, you do the very same thing, and then you try to let go of the wall as best you can and do this on your own. We're going to try a slight variation. If that first exercise was enough for you, then you just repeat that. Otherwise, deep inhale. As you exhale, you shift weight and you lift one knee, and then you draw that knee across the midline and extend the opposite arm out to the side. Breathing. And then you come back. And we'll try the other side. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, you lift the other knee. And you pull that knee across the midline of the body and extend your opposite arm out to the side and breathe. Okay. So before we go in the class today, I want to introduce you to a concept that's relatively new in making the rounds through Pilates classes. It actually comes from something very, very ancient that Joseph Pilates used to have people do, and that was he would have them sit down and get up without any support, without putting their hand on something in an attempt to get down more easily or get more support to get up. Trying to gain external support can be a very healthy thing for your body. If you have an injury and you want to get some support as you get up out of a chair, I'm not going to object to the common sense behind that. However, the more that we engage our internal core muscles, the more support that we get for ourselves on an internal basis. So you can take that metaphorically if you would like. The difference between grabbing for external support and recruiting your own internal support, both of which can be helpful in various circumstances. So, for example, maybe you can go ahead and sit down without any support, and then I challenge you to try to get up without any support. I don't know that I can, but I know that if we have no core, we wind up using a support and a support and a support and a support and possibly some supports I don't even have here and more support, and then as much as we can doing like that. The more core muscles we have, and again, I don't think that I can do it, certainly not today, but the more core muscles we have, the more we just kind of get up. We might use one or two, but we're really recruiting those internal core muscles. So I challenge you as you go about your day, or maybe even now, to try a couple of times of getting down and getting up with the most recruitment of your core muscles and the least amount of external support. That, I can promise you, will go a tremendously long way in preventing injuries and in helping you recover from injuries, because you're using your own core support to recruit the right muscles and you're not relying on the muscles that you need to heal. So now, let's move to a position of lying on our backs in preparation for the very last part of the class, which is our relaxation. So if you're in a room with a lot of bright lights, I encourage you to turn the lights down. We'll be lying on our backs. I'm not going to turn the lights down here, but go ahead wherever you are and turn the lights down. So we're just going to lie comfortably on our backs, arms at our sides. This is not a yoga class, so we won't have to make sure that we're in any particular pose. This is more of an integration after all the work we've done in Pilates. So we start by wiggling all of our fingers and all of our toes. And then maybe moving our hands and our feet around our wrists and ankle joints. And maybe moving in the opposite direction if we're making any sort of circles. And relaxing our hands and our feet. Especially relaxing the tops and the bottoms of your feet. Relaxing ankles and calves and shins. Your knees and kneecaps relaxing. And allowing that energy to draw through your upper legs and into pelvis and groin. Relaxing your hips, your low belly, your waist, and your low back. Allowing your mid-abdomen and your mid-back to relax. And then feeling the center of your chest melting open down into your mat. Relaxing your upper chest and your upper back. And feeling that energy spilling over your shoulders and down through your upper arms, into your elbows and your forearms, your wrists, hands, fingers, and fingertips. Relaxing your neck. It can feel good to move your head from side to side. And your jaw. The root of your tongue relaxes in your throat. Lips, cheeks, nose, ears, eyeballs resting in their sockets. Relaxing the center of your forehead, your scalp, the crown of your head, and the back of your head where it touches the mat. And if there's just one more place in your body that can relax, it relaxes now. And then wiggling fingers or toes, moving hands or feet, drawing your knees in towards your chest, and when you're ready, rolling to one side or another, and or all the way back up. Thanks for joining me for Pilates and Core.